a blast from the past. Now this frame I found on eBay for about 50 bucks. It's a very, very rare frame in my opinion, but here we are. We have this racket, the Wilson H Tour or Hammer Tour. It's a very rare frame just because it doesn't really exist now on a manufacturing basis. However, the reason this is so rare and I love it is because this is one of the original versions of this mold. This mold is the mold that was used for the Wilson, like the Hyper Hammer 95s that came from this. So this is like 10% hypercarbon, 80% Kevlar, or not 80%, sorry, carbon fiber, and then a little bit of Kevlar. However, this mold has been repackaged, different materials, but the same mold for the Ultra 95s, for the Burn 95s, for every single 95 power frame since this racket. Now, I will say the only negative about this one in particular, this exact one, is that the paint is a little bit soft. So most likely I'm going to remove the paint or finish the job. If I scratch it with my nail, it comes off. So most likely I'm just going to sand it a little bit just so I can get some better adhesion and then black it out or do a funky paint job on it. And the cool thing about this too was not only was it a 95 square inch head with a PWS and a 22 millimeter constant beam, which in my opinion, that's a really good ratio of things to have. The stiffness was lower. So instead of it being thick beam, really high stiffness, it was a little bit of a thicker beam. Some people think it's just thin. It's not that thin. But it had a controlled head size at a controlled stiffness of 63. Not too soft, not too stiff. And it's a little bit extended too, so you get easier power with it. Another really cool aspect of this frame is the fact that Kei Nishikori actually used this Pro Stock mold for a very, very long time. If you look back at when he was playing against Federer all the time with the Wilson Burn 95, he was actually using this mold. So yeah, should they bring it back? Let me know down in the comments.